There goes another one. The Dacia Duster off with its new owners. Now what's mad about that is someone put in the comments that their parents bought one new back, oh, what is it, about 8 years ago or so, and it was basically the same price new as I've just sold that one for used. So we went up to look at what a new price of a new Duster is, and a new Duster's like 26 grand, I think was the starting price, something like that. Which is scary, isn't it? That you could buy them brand new for about 9, and now they're 26, and that wasn't that long ago. And then I just out of interest, I did a quick little Google as to what salaries were back at the point you could buy them for 19. It was about, I think the average, sorry, about £9,000. I think the average salary with them was about 23,000. What is it now? About 28, 30, something like that. But the price of the car has almost tripled in price. Another reason, as per my previous video, people can't afford brand new cars anymore. Anyway, I'm sure someone will go and fact check all those figures for me, but it was roughly around that. We have taken in a part exchange for £200. Yeah, we got a £200 Volvo V50 2-litre diesel on a 58 plate with an automatic gearbox. So the reason they part exchanged this car, which is actually really clean, if we go around the bodywork and look at it, we've got brand new discs, at least on the rear, and pads. Bodywork's really good, tyres are good. The reason that this was £200 is because, unfortunately, it's making a load of noises that I don't really know what any of them are. And we have no power steering. We've got full leather inside. You know, I mean, the interior is not actually too bad. But like I say, the bodywork's really good. It's devoid of really any big dings, dents and scratches. It will clean up really nicely. But the issue we've got is, like I say, no power steering. It's done 173,000 miles, so a lot of people say Volvo just run in. I'm not so sure with the 2-litre versus the 2.4, but it starts on the button, goes into the gears fine, but like I say, we've just got no power steering. And let me put my belt on a second. Yeah, I've got no power steering, and there's just some other noises. I don't really know what they're about. It's changing fine. Oh, it's like a grating, graunching noise as well from the front of the car. I don't think I can pick it up on camera. Yeah, and a little bit of knocking, I think, from the suspension, but that grating, graunching noise. I'll have a quick look in the engine bay and see what we can spot. But it sounded to me like there was there wasn't a small job to be done here. It says time for a service as well. Though it did come with a ton of paperwork for all the servicing work they've done on it. But yeah, it struck me as one of those cars that we could easily get down a hole in and not know where we would end up costs wise. So I said to him, look, if you stick it on Facebook Marketplace, because it's got a long MOT, well, fairly long MOT, it's got quite a bit of MOT on it, I think. If you stick it on Facebook Marketplace, you'll probably get quite a bit more for it. And I said, we really don't want people coming around the house. And this is a problem now. A lot of people have been so put off by the issues they get with selling cheap cars. Where is the bonnet release again? Yeah, the issues they get with selling cheap cars. They just don't want people coming around their house anymore, even if they can make a few more £100 out of it. They seem to realise it was only ever going to be worth this much. I said, at the end of the day, worst case scenario is it would have to go to the breakers. So, where is the bonnet release? I'm having a... 2 secs. I found a big red handle now. Yeah, they kind of knew it wasn't worth an awful lot of money. I always tell people what I think their car would sell for privately if they decided to put it online themselves. We've got a very dirty expansion bottle, although the coolant is at the right level. The oil, got a nice bit of wood holding the wrong size battery in. Oil's at the right level, pretty black, but that's par the course with the diesel. Hang fire, look at the belt there. That belt is absolute toast. The auxiliary belt is completely toast. It's not only shiny, but it's really deformed as well. that could well be part of the problem with the power steering. But I don't know, my gut just tells me there might be some other stuff. I've got too much on my plate at the moment to be faffing around with it. So I think, as I explained in a previous video, this kind of car you cannot sell. I can't sell it in the same way they could off their driveway. They could sell it off their driveway for maybe 500 quid. Say, you know, it runs and drives, it's got some MOT on it. It is what it is. And as soon as it leaves the driveway, there's no comeback on them. But obviously, when I sell any car at all from the dealership, it falls under the Consumer Rights Act, which gives someone up to 6 months to bring a car back and say the fault existed at point of sale. There is no sold as seen. There is no warranty. You can sell a car without warranty, but obviously the car still goes out under the Consumer Rights Act. And in my experience, the cheaper the car is you're trying to sell, the harder work it is. So we shall put a call to our mate Mike up in Wales, from Classic Wheels Wales, and say, Mike, do you want another cheapie? Because he loves this kind of thing. So I think it should get him back to Wales. It got them around for the last few days. Right, for you guys to say I'm not nice enough to Petey, look, I just bought him a little present. I mean, is it really a present? Because I need him to use it on my stock, but and it'll make him faster. But he bought himself a Temu one. I said, mate, let's get you a proper Milwaukee one. Caught the little, what they call inch drive, whatever they are. They're brill, absolutely brill. But yeah, I do nice things for him every now and then. Danger ride. Mike's on another danger ride on a dirt cheap. He loves stuff like that. He absolutely loves stuff like that. So off he is to Wales so he's got about 2 and a bit hours I think to travel, and that I will let you know how he gets on. So one of the reasons that Mike took that cheap Volvo back to Wales was he was dropping me a car off, so it made sense if I could let him have a car to drive back in. It made more sense for him. So what he was dropping off was this Hyundai i10. What a little beaut. 2010, only I think it's 25,000 miles on this car. Only 25,000 miles. Now, big thing with it is only 25,000 miles, and it is auto. Yep. Auto, 25,000 miles, 2010. Lovely little car. Came to us with an MOT on it already, just done, but had advisories, and we don't do advisories, do we? So Petey's just had it on the ramp, and we just stuck brand new discs and pads on the front. There was an advisory for a rear wheel bearing on the near side rear, so he's put a new wheel bearing in that side for me this morning. So as we cleaned up the discs and pads on the back there. What else did he do? A drop link on the front that someone listed as a drag link. We're assuming it meant drop link. It's got new rubber on the front. Bodywork wise, nice car. It's filthy at the moment. We're about to give it a clean. Bodywork wise is good, apart from this bit down here that will need to get done on a wheel arch, because we wouldn't necessarily do that on an i10 of this age, but we'll get it done because the retail value of this car, according to a trader, is like 6,400. Now I know that 5,995 is probably the right price point for it, but in order to get that, we are going to have to do bits like that. Autos, I told you, small cc petrol autos, prices at the moment crazy, but then again, I guess this has got 25,000 miles on. Probably even better if it had 80,000 miles on. We had 80,000 miles on, I'd probably already have sold it. It would have sold within about 2 hours. But obviously low mileage means increased price point, and the people that sell these cars to us don't have them at the price of an 80,000 mile one. They've got all the systems in the world to check online, don't they? See what the value of their car is, so they know what it's worth as well. So Pete's about to valet this one, but like I say, we've done all the advisories on it, so we'll be able to advertise it with the MOT it had, but say all the advisories dealt with, and we've got the invoices to prove that. While that is going on, I am sorting out the bumper on the Meriva. So if you remember, we bought a Meriva with a cracked front bumper and all the grille was cracked on it. We bought a second-hand bumper to strip all the chrome off it, because that's the only way we could get hold of the chrome for the front without paying a fortune. But there was a crack in the bumper, which I've repaired here. So if anybody's interested in the method for doing that, I can do a video on it at some point. But basically, I drilled holes either side, zip-tied it together. Once it was zip-tied together, I melted in aluminium mesh into the repair area to make it nice and strong. Then I put a 2-part epoxy plastic repair over the top of that, which I then sanded down. Now I've put Filler over the top, is important you use bumper filler, which is flexible rather than normal filler. So I've put my bumper filler on, I'm just shaping it all out, and now I decided to go and pick up some other bits on the bumper also that had some marks on them. So we'll blow all this off after I finish sanding it out. We'll lay down some Pro XL adhesion promoter first, then we'll lay down primer, Pro XL again, because I bloody love this stuff, and then we'll use the colour, and then we'll use the clear lacquer to blend it all in together. So quite a lot of stages to go yet. And then we're going to clip, once we've done all the repair, we'll clip all the chrome back into the front of the grille, get that back into the Mariva, because that was a nice low mileage car as well. That was the only thing holding that up going for sale. This morning we have sold the Outlander. It flew out the door. Our 2014 Outlander to a subscriber, no less. Joe at Barrow Motors won't be, or Shifty Metal as you'll know, won't be very happy, because apparently he was looking at one of his site as well, but decided to go for mine because it had the lower mileage on it. It's not often we get one over on Joe. It's all good. Plenty to go around, isn't there? Yeah, I mean, it sold straight away, which I'm not surprised at. It was a super clean car. We had a discussion about the advisories on the MOT, and this subscriber decided he wanted to take it with the advisories on for a discount. So I worked out how much it would have cost me to do the 2 tyres it mentioned on there and the brake pads it mentioned, and we discounted for that. There's one thing we're fixing, which is the overactive sensor, which I think is this one here. So we've got one ordered up, and we'll drop that down to Moore's, and I've ordered one up on the assumption it's going to be wrong, because I don't want to slow the process down, that it'll be bad, so I don't want to slow the process down. But obviously the Moore's guys might find out it's more in depth than that. But yeah, gorgeous car. Same day it sold, I had 3 other people messaging me about it as well. It's been super popular, so I'll certainly look out for those again in the past. We've had another viewing on our Cash Guy this morning, and this is just why you don't sell cars cheap, because I don't know why. It seems such a lot more work to sell a car cheap. I think people have got a couple of grand, but they, like anybody, they want to drive a mint car, don't they, for a couple of grand? But unfortunately, for a couple of grand, you don't get a mint car. So I'm becoming less and less inclined to sell that. My idea was keep hold of part exchanges, cheap cars, and offer them out to the public cheaply, and just be honest about their condition and what kind of warranty we give, which is 30 days. You should run around it. If you find any faults within 30 days, come back and see me. Otherwise, it's an old car and you might have to put some maintenance in. I'd obviously cover anybody sort of for a big engine or gearbox failure, but after that, they're on their own for everything else. But yeah, it seems harder to sell those than it does anything else. You'll sell a car like that a lot quicker than a car like that, even though that does seem to be quite a lot of value for money. So yeah, perhaps I should just carry on trading out the cheapies, not try and sell them myself. I thought I was filling a gap in the market that there was needed locally, but I've done a Zafira now at that kind of price point, and that's in having some work done on it now, because they've had to run into a problem with it, and it wasn't really worth doing that one. I forget what else I did. So the only way I found to sell the cheaper cars really is actually to sell them on a spares and repair basis, really cheaply. Tell the person it has to be transported away, I got Adrian drop it off to me, but sell it spares and repair. That's the only way. And then you tend to get the people that come and look when you advertise car spares and repair, tend to people that are already a bit maintenance minded. They get their hands on, they're happy to fiddle with cars, rather than if you try and get nearer the retail price, that the people coming along aren't minded like that, and they do seem to expect an immaculate car, as per Joe's recent video on his channel about the car dealing industry at the moment. Now, we just sold another car really quickly. That is for the next video. I'll discuss that. Just a quick reminder that that's beast of a Ford Fiesta ST is yours for £1 if you win it in the latest raffle. I'll put a link to that in the video description down below. When you enter, you're supporting Ability FC, the local football club for those with learning disabilities. I'll put a link in the video description down below. There is an alternative of £4,000 cash if you decide you don't want the car. See you on the next one.